Hello everybody, glad you could make it. My name is Kaylee Ellen and welcome to this Tuesday video. I know, it's a random video on a Tuesday, why not? Today's video is going to be extremely chill, not uncut, but do you know what I mean? It's just going to be very, very relaxed. And today I really want to sort out this guy. The reason I want to sort out this guy is because I want to pop him in my IKEA cabinet when I've got it fixed. Basically, I've been ordering the supplies for my cabinet the last few days. So I've ordered the lights, some stuff for cable tidying, slightly different shelving, not really, just some sort of side shelves, little bits and pieces. And I'm just waiting to do it as soon as I have time this week. And it's going to be like a full day. It's literally going to take me the day to film, I think. So at some point, you're going to see that. You might not see it this month. You might see it early February. But hey, I promise you it's going to be worth it. I really hope it looks good. But I decided to put this guy in. I know I have a Queen Anthurium. Can you see him on camera? You may be in the background up here. He is slightly different. He's got wide lobes, basically. This guy kind of doesn't. He's a little bit more normal. That's fine. But I really wanted to put him in the cabinet because he's not doing very well upstairs, guys. He's been in this moss since I got him from the supplier like 4 years ago. So to be fair to him, he's done well. But he's really not doing well. He was perfect. He's now not. He's got a little brown spot there. I hope it's just watering and nothing else. And his tip is going a bit crap. So we're going to move him. We're going to potentially put him in the cabinet. You won't see him, of course. And see if we can get him looking a little bit nicer. Hopefully nothing bad happens to him. So the first thing I'm probably going to do is I'm going to take basically the moss off the root and we're just going to see what we're dealing with. And hopefully it's not too bad. And then when I repot him, probably in this pot here, I'm genuinely going to give him a pole. Now this is the thinnest, potentially shortest one I'm going to be able to find. I think it'll look fine. I don't have anything smaller. I don't want to start cutting things or anything like that. So I think it's going to be fine. I'm going to strap him onto the pole. Hopefully he will feel a little bit better. Afterwards, as soon as I've potted him up, I'm going to feed him with my feed, little concoction I've already brewed because why not? I don't really want to move today. I've just come from the gym. I've had some food and I'm filming. I'm filming on a slightly different camera, so if it looks a bit weird, that is why. It is a different camera, it's a wider angle, but I've probably zoomed you in the best I can. I am going to put him in pon. I know, pon is just what I'm using in the house. I don't really want soil. I don't really want moss unless I have to, or it's short term for propagation, so that's what we're gonna do. I wasn't gonna put gloves on, but I am now. I've changed my mind. Again, people always ask me why I put gloves on. Genuinely, guys, I just don't like shit on my hands. It's that simple. I don't like stuff under my nails. It just really bothers me. That's the only reason I'm putting on gloves. There is no other reason. There is nothing harmful going on. I need to take my scrunchie out of the way. What's my step count today so far? Oof, 4,301 steps. I need 10,000 a day, guys. So I'm going to film this for you today. By the time you watch it, it's highly likely that I am back in the gym finishing my steps. I want to start with an update. It's a really cool update and this is very informal and I will release it and sort of announce it properly. But the update I want to give you can't see it in the frame. You see what this is? Do you see what this is? This is Nurture System Power Grow in a bottle. Yes, I know everyone has been asking for it. Listen. The only reason that this was released in a pouch was to keep costs down because the cost of bottling is very expensive, trust me, and the cost of the pouches was lower. We've had problems here and there with the pouches. We always planned on doing a bottle. We are finally able to. So soon-ish, when you do buy Nurture System Power Grow, you will be getting a bottle. I think all of my wholesalers are now on bottles. And Amazon, we are phasing out the last of the pouches. It won't be too long and it'll be very obvious when we've made like full switch. We do have, I think we've got quite a few units left at least to go to Amazon because that's where we're sending the pouches because it's just easier. But eventually you will get one of these. Now this is 500 ml. It's exactly the same as the pouch. It's just in a nice little bottle. Nice safe lid, all the rest. You can use your pipette, you can use whatever. For example, here is number 3 next to it, just so you can see the size difference. I know it doesn't look much taller, but obviously it is a lot fatter. So that's your 500 ml and that's your 250 ml. And that is my little update on that. I thought you might appreciate that. I know I have. I've been waiting so long for that. We've been waiting so long for the delivery of bottles since well before Christmas. In fact, some of our retailers, like our wholesalers, we've said like, if you can wait a bit longer, we can give you bottles. So if you're interested in basically being a retailer, by the way, internationally, let us know. Get in touch with us at the Nurture System website. I'm pretty sure our email is on there. And you let us know what you require. We are shipping, honestly, all around the world. I think we've got Netherlands, Poland, Canada, US, New Zealand. So we're covering like Europe, we're covering US, we're covering as many places as we can. It's obviously down to you and whether you want to have a go at that. But honestly, let us know. Drop us an email. Find out all the tea. We can ship to you. Now immediately, guys, I can't tell if that's moss or rot. You know what? I thought it was rot. I actually think it's moss. It looks, I don't know if I can show you it on this. It looks a bit dodge, right? That's what the roots look like. It looks a bit dodge, but I actually think that is, oops, I just pulled the root off. I think it is moss. Now I do want a lot of this moss to come off here, so this will be a large portion of what I'm doing today because it might take a while. I do want to take my time because this is a very nice lad and we don't want to hurt him as much as we can help. So this is it's my first sit down and chat video, right, since December. A lot happened in December, guys. A lot happened in December. First of all, thank you for continuing to watch my content. I released the video announcing the shop closing, and for some reason, loads of people thought I was quitting YouTube, and they were like, oh, thanks for everything, bye. And then loads of people unsubscribed, and I'm not really sure why. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I wasn't clear. I'm not leaving YouTube. It's just, the shop is no more. So I don't know what that was about. But just to remind you that I'm not going anywhere. I will be here as long as I can possibly be here. And I will still be making content. My content will just change a little bit, to be honest. It's kind of nice not having to, honestly, the way it got. If you've seen my podcast on the topic, then you'll know what I'm talking about. If not, link to the podcast is down below where I explain all the reasons why I closed the shop and what was going on and all the terrible stuff. But it's honestly kind of nice to not be worried about the shop anymore. I didn't realize really what a mental toll it was taking, and I don't think I actually escaped the mental toll until I told you guys. So for a while, I think maybe about a month before that video, I wasn't going to the unit. There was no unit, there was no shop anymore, but I had to just hang fire before I said anything. So now that I finally have, it's great, but I really didn't feel any relief until that video, and certainly until the podcast, because I filmed the announcement video and obviously I was super upset. But the podcast I filmed a few days later, and it's probably why I'm a bit more, not peppy, but I'm reasonably composed and I'm very matter of fact, because I had a few days to kind of process it all, which honestly was super helpful. I think the worst thing I actually could have done would be to film that on the same day. Not a vibe. No one wants to hear me cry on a podcast. It's bad enough seeing it. But yeah, I feel better since then. I've had a very long Christmas break, honestly too long. My girlfriend got stuck here and was unable to return to work due to an insane amount of snow, and airports were shutting and everything else. So my break was longer than intended, and as a result, I am a little bit behind on work, I'm afraid. So you'll get this video today. I don't know what Friday's video is actually going to be, which is wild, guys, because normally it's planned and it's done, but it's not. So I will rustle up something for you this week. I'm not sure what it's going to be, but the minute I'm really prepping for my cabinet, I am so excited about doing out my cabinet, because whenever you see an IKEA Greenhouse cabinet on YouTube, whatever, obviously it's done up to be pretty, right? It looks nice and pretty. Mine, when I got my IKEA cabinet back in 2022 or something, I don't even know, 2021, I'm not sure. I basically got it for purely functional purposes. So it was never actually done to look pretty, and it was done very, very quickly. It was done very slapdash, and it was just done to keep plants alive. Literally, that's all it was for. And it was just to put all my Hoya in. So I look at everybody else's cabinets, I'm like, oh my God, that looks so sexy and so nice. And it's just going to be kind of nice to do mine. Now the thing, and I will cover this when I actually do my cabinet on the video, the thing that's probably going to surprise everybody is I'm not going to supplement the cabinet with humidity. I'm not going to put in fans to start, and I'm certainly not going to supplement the humidity because honestly, guys, it's enough. I don't know if it's because there's so many plants in here or what. 70% it is now reading in the cabinet with no humidity boost at all. I don't need a cabinet above 70% humidity, so I won't be boosting it. The worst thing I will have to worry about is, of course, the fans. But honestly, the other plants that are in there at the minute anyway don't seem to be showing any signs of like a lack of circulation. I'll be honest, that kind of surprises me because there are so many in there. It's actually kind of insane. Like it is massively overcrowded, and I'm not seeing any like mush, any problems, even things like the variegated gloriosum, which is notorious for getting a bit mushy or whatever. It's fine. So for now, the plan for the cabinet, guys, does not actually include humidity or fans. The only thing I could see changing would be the fans, and that's if we do reach an airflow problem. However, when I've, revamped the cabinet and everything, sorry, I'll just try and move him. I am trying to be really careful with him, by the way. When I have revamped the cabinet and done all of the things, it's not going to be anywhere near as crowded as what it is. So I can't realistically imagine that it's going to be a problem. Some cabinet updates for you, because obviously I'll probably do the video and I'll film it. I'll put the plants in there. It's not probably going to look amazing because all my plant pots are white and my cabinet is black. You can tell how functional the cabinet was at the time. I will do it and show you everything, and then obviously I'll give you some cabinet updates as and when is needed, because I don't know what I'm going to put in it, Obviously things like the Queen, yeah, great. He's going on like a little triangle shelf thing probably. But I don't really know what's going in it yet. It's going to be a bit of a mishmash. It might even be quite sparse until I figure it out. I don't know. Or I'll put plants in to like show you the cabinet done, and then we'll just see how it looks kind of thing. So the cabinet is probably something that's going to be like rearranged, restyled, all of the things. But obviously I'll film it every time. I might change it every 3-4 months or something like that when things just get too big or, I don't know, just doesn't look right. And we'll see how it goes. But as far as a little update, if you watched my wishlist video, then you'll know I bought a begonia. It was begonia white ice. And it's like magic, guys. Since I did that video and said to you, hey, like nothing's happening, I put it back. I didn't have time to do anything with it. I put it back in the cabinet and it's rooting. And I've done nothing. I didn't even refresh the water, guys. I didn't even do the bare minimum. I've left it. It's rooting. The only thing I probably did was put a little bit of number 3 in it. So not bad. I did see a lot of your comments, and a lot of you were saying, yo, water's not going to do very much. Can't remember if some of you said moss, but a lot of you said just stick it in, soil or whatever. I can't do that because I'm not a soil house. I'm not going to be. I'm not going to be using that. So moss, yeah, cool. Maybe I could do that. Maybe that's the transition, actually. Maybe we can do some moss and then slowly change the blend from like moss to pon, or wrap the center roots in moss and then just let it grow into the pon. Maybe that would work. But for now, I'm just kind of happy to see that it's doing something, and I can't wait for it to grow. I do actually need, and I'm debating doing it after this. We'll see how far we go with this. I really need to snip my beautiful pink begonia, because it keeps drying out, and every time it dries out and I miss the watering, it drops another leaf off the cane. And it's doing it because I'm pretty sure I just kept, a moss ball around the root, and then obviously I've let that dry out. So I need to take some cuttings and just grow them out the same way, and I can either moss or water them. For speed, I will probably drop them in water, but I need to find some like really cute little propagation jars, and I need kind of like tall and short ones, and I don't know what to do. Like, it doesn't have to be like a bespoke propagation jar. It can just be like, well, not a glass, because that's what I've been using and it didn't work, but like some sort of kitchen thing. So I might go to like one of my like discount stores near me and see if I can get something that's not super ugly, because obviously it would go in the cabinet, and just stuff to propagate with, because I really need to start doing it. I have my Ginny Galaxy that you probably won't see on camera behind me. That's like, so much of that plant has like reverted. So I need to sort of cut it down and see if I can get it going. So I need to do that as well. So I am going to have some propagations. Ironically, most of it is begonia. I don't think I need to propagate anything else. No, I wouldn't say I do. I think it is mainly the begonia and stuff like that. So I do need to find some containers. But I don't need to be super picky about it. You know, I can just find something cheap, or maybe Amazon has something like that. Let me know what you guys use for propagation, because honestly, this whole thing, it's so weird to me. It's new to me because obviously I'll do this in the shop and I'll just stick it in a black pot with some moss or do whatever. When I did do water propagation, it was rare and it was just using a giant glass, and I'll just put it on one of the shelves and there you go. So, oopsie. So if you know anything useful, then let me know. Because I do still want to keep up with water propagation. I know. Stuff's drying out a little bit quicker than I can get to it when it's in moss. So, let me know, guys. Let me know if you know of anything really cool. Right, personally, I think this is nearly, I don't want to say it's moss-free because it's absolutely not moss-free at all, but we're very minimal with the moss. Like, there's not actually a ton on it, but I don't want to be really rough and try and get this moss off, because at the end of the day, this has literally been growing in this moss, guys, for like 2+ years, maybe 3. So there's no point trying to do it. Obviously, I've already broken some roots doing it, but I think I've broken a minimal amount compared to what I would in the shop. I'm already being more careful with my plants. How lovely, how lovely. So I'm going to just lay him down here. Oh, I've got no kitchen roll left, and I know I'm going to get shit on everything. So I don't know what to do. You know what? We're going to chance it, and we're going to do pure pon. I realise that's really cold turkey. And given he's so pretty, because look at him, he's just beautiful, that might prove to be really bad. But I think we should just do it. We should just do it, because honestly, sometimes, I say this all the time, I just think sometimes we're a little bit too careful with plants. You know, like out in the wild, this stuff will be blowing around on the side of a rock and still look gorgeous, do you know what I mean? So I just want to not take things too far. So the thing is here, I want this to go in here. And I've mentioned this before when I've used this, but there is actually, I will not be able to show you the bottom of this, but there is a little hole for the self-watering that is here. Now, all I'll say is, technically, if you use this, you are covering up like a pathway into the self-watering. But if I don't do it, it's just got no stability. And it's like in the middle of the pot, and it really annoys me. I mean, I could do that, but then... Oh, maybe I do that. Oh, I don't know. Where's my pon? We've got some of an old bag left, and then I've got a new bag below. But this is Nurture System number 8, Nurture Pon. Just do a little mix. Oh, fuck it. No, I'm just going to do it how I normally do it, because the stability of the pole I quite like. And sometimes I just think it's better. I can't explain myself. I really can't. I just think that's the tea. I can probably pour a little bit in. Not too much. Just want to kind of line the bottom a bit. Just line the bottom. Let's put it to there. The amount of moss I'm going to have in my hair. I'm going to go to the gym and just smell of moss. I know what I've forgotten to do. I used to have some string. I don't know where the string went, but I found a spare piece of string. I need to find where that green string went. It's not the nicest thing in the world, but it's functional, it's cheap. So we love a cost-effective situation. I'm going to put that facing forward, obviously. I don't mind seeing a bit of my watering meter, that's fine. I'm going to try and spread the roots. I appreciate you can't see this part, sorry. Let's put that like that. And I guess ahead of time I want to tie him in here like that. And I'm just going to tie him on, because that way I can pot him, take my time and not worry about it. Plus he does need strapping on anyway. We'll have a good strap on. So that's kind of there, doing its thing. The growth point on that is absolutely hammered, but it's okay. It may just live again. Right, I'm now going to pour the rest in. Oh, I hope he looks good when he's in the cabinet. Obviously, when I do my cabinet, by the way, I have genuinely thought about replacing all of these outer pots with black ones. That's the cool thing about these Elho inserts. Like this here is what this is planted in, and you can pick any pot for the outer pot. I am considering it. It's just, that's quite a big cost. So I think as annoying as it is, I just need to go with the white because that's what I have. But I am already annoyed at how annoyed I'm gonna be when I do it. Maybe it won't look too bad. Maybe it won't look too bad. But I think I will get comments going, oh my God, white pots in a black cabinet. Like, what are you doing? But what can you do? I'm gonna put a bit extra. Lovely. Absolutely loving life. I appreciate as well this pot is like super grubby now because I've got obviously moss all over my hands, but it'll be okay. So I want to put this a little bit further up to really give it the support that it needs. Like that, because I don't think anything bad can happen to that, so we'll just leave him like that. We will temporarily, very quickly sort this out. Oh my God, I can't believe I've run out of kitchen roll. That's really sad. The one day that I need it, I've run out. What do you call kitchen roll in America? Is it paper towel? Paper towel, kitchen towels? I don't know, we call it kitchen roll, so answers in the comments as to what you call it. Oh my God, this mat. I've complained about this potting mat so much, by the way, before anyone asks me what it is. If you've already asked, I'm so sorry. This is terrible and I don't recommend it. It's from Amazon and it is the world's most flaccid potting mat. It's so shit. I don't think I remember what it is from getting it. There's no label in it. But it's just crap. And it's a shame because I love the colour of it, it's great. At some point I need to take all these Elho stickers here off as well because they look ugly. But this is him. This is more or less the finished thing before I water him, which I will do in just 1 minute. But this is how he looks. He's quite nice. Let me see if I can just get him in there for you. There you go. He's very, very pretty, but he's just not so well. And I question how well he's going to do. But I'm going to put him in the cabinet. The glass shelves that are currently in the cabinet, there is just enough gap towards the front of the cabinet where you can put something in and have the leaf go down the gap of the glass. So I'll probably be doing that. But we just very gently do that. I'm going to water him through, but I'm going to water it all over the top of the surface. The top of the surface, do you know what I mean? The surface of everything. I'm even going to try and water this moss pool because it is actual moss. It's just not the easiest thing to saturate. You almost want, I'm almost going to recommend when you plant with these to actually soak them beforehand because at least you're getting some saturation. At least dip one end of it in, I think, and it might really help. Definitely where the base of the plant is. Give it a nice good drink. Plenty of nutrients. Loving its life. It's nearly full. Going to fill it a little bit extra because I know what might happen if it's been underwatered. It's going to suck in extra water. And there, it's had a full blast. Now I'm going to take these off. That's him. He's now much heavier, but he's very sexy. I'm wondering if I could just put him on the shelf temporarily. And I'll clear this up in 1 second. I'm going to show you my begonia progress because I think that's quite cute. Let's put him. I don't know where I can put him here. Can I move you along and just sort of sit him here because that would be kind of sweet. Oh look, I realize this looks very crowded. Do not get me wrong. However, vibes. He would actually work really cute on there. But I'll move him along. So he's not going to live there, although he would look very good. He's not going to live there. I really need to do the same thing with this guy because I'll pull him down for you. Oh God. He's grown down to the light look and he's now sagging a bit and I don't want him to do that. He also isn't stabilized. He also is looking quite terrible, which is a big shame. So he needs sorted out because that's not what we want. I'll put him back though because, you know, he is alive, he's all right. So we need to sort him because he's very special because he has wide lobes and he is the only one that I have with wide lobes. So I need to look after him. So at some point we will get him looking like that guy, all the rest. I also, let me show you what else I need to do. This guy here on my shelves looks beautiful. Anthurium veitchii, getting there. He also needs sorted out. Now he has been in, I believe moss, I think it's moss. It's so compact for about 3 years. So no wonder he's not grown, basically. He needs sorted out as well, again, with a pole. So I probably need to buy some more poles. To be honest, there's a few things that need sorted out that are like that, but for now, they will just have to live as they are. So I will move this real quick. I'm going to get my begonias, hang on. One begonia I have that I do need to sort out. Again, I have so many plants to sort out, it's not funny. This begonia here does need a water. I don't know what begonia it is underneath the Ginny Galaxy. I'm not actually sure. I know a lot of you are going to say, Kaylee, this is not Ginny Galaxy, but it actually is. It's just reverted nearly everywhere. Here, you see this? Can you see? Here it is. But there is somewhere on here, it's a very small leaf that's growing in, and it was so variegated. Has it curled up and died? I hope not. Can you see? Can you see this? Right here where my fingertip is? That's some new growth. So actually, while I'm talking to you, I'm going to feed this so you can see what I'm doing. I just need to like cut this back and sort of see just what the tea is really and get it propped. I'm not really bothered about the rest of it, if I'm completely honest with you. Like, I'm not really bothered about the other begonia that it is. It's not ugly, it's just, I don't really like the feel of it personally. It's not for me, this begonia, so I don't mind kind of ransacking it a little bit in order to get what I need from it, you could say. So I don't really mind doing that, but we'll see how it goes. I'm just going to do a little squirt of number 3 in with it, just to make sure I'm not completely obliterating roots all the time from basically underwatering. Because as I say, it's been a long ass Christmas. I potted this one in front of you guys on camera, and I think, yeah, I did. I left the moss around the root ball, and I think I'm realising that's a terrible thing to do. I think when the moss is wet, it's a great thing to do, but most of the time it's not wet, so just going to do the same thing. I'm really pushing this one through the root ball because I know it's moss, and I know it needs to absorb all that, so give it a little water. The other problem is these little lechuza pots hold, like, absolutely no water in them at all. They're really, like, they're cute and everything, but you can't keep stuff in them for that long, I find. I just find I don't want to say it's pointless, but it's not ideal. Right, so at some point, we need to Ginny our galaxy, but it's definitely this branch, I think, that's variegated, and this really cute branch coming off here has gone super variegated. So a lot of it is crispy, but I do need to look through it. The second thing we're actually going to do, I think, is at least discuss what I'm going to do with this, because it looked good, but now it doesn't look good. I'll show you what I mean. And honestly, guys, this is purely nothing more than an underwatering vibe. Although it is watered now. Same thing again, moss around the root, not good. Some of this begonia is curled away from the light, not ideal. But I really want to cut, at very minimum, this off, because if you look, this is where it grew in the shop, and it just sort of grew along. You might remember from some of the shop videos, that's kind of what it was doing. But I keep losing stuff off here. So I almost want to sort of chop this and then see what happens with the top of it, I think. This isn't so bad, this other cane here on the top. But if I show it to you, it's just not a vibe. So I'm going to wait slightly longer. I will just give this a bit more water. I'm going to wait slightly longer on the prop for this, because I want your advice today, if you can, time is of the essence, on how you would propagate this. Personally, I think this has to go. The other two you could keep, like if I show you what I mean. So ignore the absolute tush that's hanging down. These two here, not great, but kind of all right. So I definitely think this bottom vine needs to come off. I don't want to put it up or anything. I just think let's use this as like a propagation exercise. So if you know what I should do, in what way, let me know. Should it be water? Should it be moss? Oops. I actually can't believe I did that, but in fairness, it's clearly dying. So this is what I mean. I frequently forget to water it. The thing I will say though, before we go, I want to show you the status of this vine, because to be fair, even though I keep doing it, y'all never told me how resilient begonia were, because the amount of new little spikes that are coming through as like growth points is insane. I do really like this. I think I've posted about this a few times on Instagram, And I think the consensus is it's potentially, oh my God, now I've forgotten what it is. Cherry red or something. Like it got sold to me as begonia cherry red, but it is not sherry red or something. If you're the person that spoke to me about it, please write a comment on what it was, because then I went and looked that particular begonia up that we thought it was, and it looked like an absolute match. A few people were saying Maurice Amy, but guys, this is too pink all the time. I appreciate this leaf up here is not, but Maurice Amy, like, it would be way more silver, and this is just, it's not it. It's never been it. It's way, way more pink. I actually completely recommend it as a begonia. So let me know what you think I should do with it. If you're the person that spoke to me about this, let me know. Because I can't remember what its name is. But yeah, I'm going to leave him like that. And we will propagate him really soon, either on camera or off. Let me know, I guess. It could be an extra video. But let me know and we'll propagate him. Because, oh shit, he's quite tall now. Oh dear. I didn't expect that. There's a point. I'll have to change his pot to be a bit lower. But that is it for today's extra video. I now have to hurry to edit this, so if the edit is very chill, that is why. I've got a lot to do today. But thank you very much for chilling out with me. I do have some cool things to talk about very shortly. So I have some things like New Year's resolutions, different things that I'm kind of up to, but I'm going to leave that for the podcast, which I'm going to try and film tomorrow night, which means you will hopefully get a podcast episode this Thursday. So if you're watching this on Tuesday, that's 2 days from now. I really hope. Keep an eye on my socials and I will let you know when it drops. You can follow it on Spotify, you can subscribe to the channel, whatever you need to do. The links are below. But yeah, that's what I'm hoping to do. If you have any requests that you'd like to see before Friday for a main video on the channel, let me know. And as of next week, we should be back to sort of more planned content, because I have a lot of stuff that I want to look through, like rare plant indexes and stuff like that, but it just takes more time and editing. And this week, I just don't have that time. So I'm kind of fighting with time. I am so wet. Why? Yeah. I think it's the feed. Oops. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go. I need to tidy this up and get this out to you. So love you and leave you. Thank you very much for watching, and bye-bye. Oh, I could use some of this.